What's good, everybody? So today we're going to be talking about the little bit of the controversial topic right now that's going around with Neverness to Everness, and more specifically in regards to their use of generated AI in the game, which seemingly is a topic, especially on Twitter right now, that is popping off like crazy and everyone is talking about it. And there are quite a few people that I've seen that have expressed disinterest in wanting to continue to play because of their use of generative AI. So I wanted to do this video. We're not here to, you should do this or you should have this opinion. That's not what I want to do. I merely want to provide you with the current facts of what we know. Some thoughts and feelings, but I don't really want, I'm not here to kind of like give you the opinion that you should have or have the correct take. We just kind of want to see what the general consensus is with everyone right now. So before we do, a quick word from today's sponsor. Stuck grinding in Neverness to Everness? Do you need those solid dice now? Well, I've got the power up that you need. Check out U7Buy, your ultimate gaming hub for safe, fast, and cheap in-game top-ups. From NTE to all your favorite titles, we've got you covered. You can also check out reviews of U7Buy on Trustpilot. They are pretty stellar. The NTE top-up page lets you recharge super fast. Check this out. For example, 6,480 Rift Crystal price on the official store is £89.99. Pretty pricey, but on U7Buy it's only £61.92. That's mega value. So how to buy? It's just 1, 2, and 3. Choose your login method. I recommend by your linked email. Provide the account details, character name, the server the account is on, and boom! Within minutes, Rift Crystals are knocking at your door. It's that easy. Use code CAPNTE at checkout for an extra 8% discount. Perfect for last minute pulls or the monthly Rift Crystal mining permit. Here we go. Neverness to Everness NTE new GTA-styled open world gacha has been accused of using AI-generated assets after some players believe the developers would not use Gen AI in the final product. Our core assets in character portraits will never touch AI. Yang Lei, okay, which comes from this article here, which I think has been like translated, so this is a translation of it. Many projects are now promoting AI GC. What is the attitude of Jihuan towards AI in terms of technology and art? Our bottom line is very clear, and our core assets and character portraits will never touch AI. Second game players buy emotional value, and everyone is very disgusted with spending money to buy industrial assembly line products. We will mainly use AI to run some atmosphere renderings to see if it is the feeling we want as preliminary work for finding references and a lot of trial and error. Yeah, so like they make it obvious that they're saying core assets and character portraits. And I think this is kind of be like the debated term. What exactly is a core asset? I'm thinking character models. I'm thinking main buildings itself, things like that, like the cars, like the actual assets you'll probably interact with on the day-to-day. But we see here like bosses, yeah, like things that you'll probably interact with. But we have this clip here. Isn't this the most obvious usage of a Gen AI? NTE isn't even hiding it. We have this clip right here.
Competition. First, let's hear a few words from
Yeah, the Pink Pause heist cutscene.
Hello, everyone.
And you have this here, which I do have to say,
In this game, you just need to select what you want and bring
the
it
mouth
out.
isn't even synced up.
It's simple and fun.
It's
I know you're feeling nervous.
it might be synced up to like CN or something like that, but it's very sus. It's very sus. Like you say, this has 2.8 million views. 2.8 million. That's so many. Here are some of the quotes right now. This might be the first game that I have yet to see a single positive tweet about. Every few months a game comes out that looks exactly like this, and it always has like 200k active players. Who keeps making these? I paused at 15 seconds and got this image. Why does the cat look like that? That's very obvious Gen AI artifacting. The Fat Hodder lied and said they didn't use AI for any assets too. Well, that's not technically true. Well, they said they wouldn't use it for core assets and character portraits. I don't know if we can consider this to be a core asset. But yeah, I think it's pretty clear that this does seem and feel very AI gen, right? Like, I think it's kind of hard to hand wave that away. It's very clearly like here. We also see some things here. Not only is the game still full of Gen AI on launch, they straight up stole this shot from Weathering with You and ran it through AI. It's the same photo. It's the same photo. So I think the question, are they using AI? Yes. That is, I think we have to say it's undoubtedly true. Okay? And some people, like Miss Meep Sheep over here, I tried out NTE on stream yesterday and I've been made aware that the game contains AI art, so I will be uninstalling. Some might argue that it's just a couple of images, but who's to say AI wasn't used in other parts of the game's development? There's a billboard that just straight up scenes from Weathering with You, but with an AI filter on top of it. I really like this game and I'm enjoying it a lot, but holy shit, this is not good look and it's so lazy. And here it is. Yeah, it's just a lot of AI over filters and rips, and I think there's another one as well of like the Carmen Rider stuff, which I think apparently is also like AI'd as well, allegedly. And it's got a lot of people divided. There are a lot of people who play these kinds of games that are very anti-AI. Any kind of Gen AI involvement, they're a big no-no. Like, they don't want to support it, they don't want to deal with it, and honestly, you're allowed to do that. I think if you feel very strongly about it and that's your belief, like, no, I'm against any of these products that use Gen AI in its final release and you want to uninstall, that's everyone's prerogative. I think it's definitely lazy. Okay, if you want my take about this whole situation, I think if you are a company, specifically a gacha company, that's going to be forking in millions, okay, like absolutely millions to, you know, design characters for then people to purchase, essentially, I think, you know, you don't want to be lazy and actually have human people create the stuff. Having AI gen stuff in a final completed release, I definitely think is lazy, and people should say, hey, Hotter, you know, maybe you actually put your own stuff in the final product of the game, straight up. I think there's a difference between using AI as references and concepts, 100%, versus putting it out on a final product. Considering, again, simply because these games they make millions. They make hundreds of millions a year, especially a game release like NTE, who have already boasted about making up like half of their development costs in the first like couple days, right? Like in the first couple of days. I would be more concerned if it was a buy-to-play game. See, this is where I disagree with you, Mojo, because inherently these gachas make more than the buy-to-play games. How much money have all these gachas they make over the course of years and years upon years? They make so much more money. It's not about the amount. I think it is. I think there's less of an excuse, though. I think it's less of an excuse, though, if you are a company that can afford to not be lazy. I think I take more of an issue with it personally, right? If you're a company that could afford to not take the shortcuts, I think it kind of like speaks volumes when you do, especially considering how much that gets made, right? I think it's also bad if it's a buy to play game. I also think you shouldn't have it in a final release. I don't think they should be in final releases of games, like, full stop. Personally, that's my personal feeling, right? However, I'm gonna be real. Am I gonna stop playing NTE because it includes generative AI content? I'm gonna be super honest with you guys, no. I'm not gonna stop playing this game because it includes generative AI, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm very black-pilled when it comes to generative AI in gaming, in the industry, in the overall things of everything. I think it's here to stay. I think it's here to stay, and I think boycotting everything that has Gen AI in it isn't actually going to solve a problem. But what is going to help a problem is, okay, it's not going to go away. How do we best deal with it? My opinion is better regulation, right? If a company is going to use generative AI in their creation process, I would love for example, they don't use copyrighted content or steal other people's assets in order to train their AIs to make stuff of their own. I want it to be so that all these companies that use this kind of stuff have to use data models and training data from people that have consented for it to be used. It's licensed out, like actual regulated, consentive data models you can then train to make this kind of stuff. That's what I want, right? That, like, it's here to stay. We can't get rid of it. So let's at least make it good and proper and not do stuff like this where it's like taking directly from like actual other IPs. That if you would truly want my feeling, that's what I think. I don't think boycotting this is going to help that issue, but I think it's sparking a good conversation with what can we do about it. And that's what I want. If you're going to use AI, I would love for it to not be in a final release, but if you're going to use it in your creation process, at least use data sets that have been consented to, licensed, that people are okay with you using, not using copyrighted material, not stealing from other people in that process. Because let's be honest, AI is everywhere. Every designer is now, you know, looking at jobs that require them to be proficient in AI from some kind of way, in some way or form. It's here to stay. If we boycott one company that's using it, another company is going to come out and do it too. So we might as well make the current models good and proper and above board, so then everyone's happy. We're even at the point where Ironmouse herself was sponsored to play Neverness to Everness, and then she found out later that after being promised there wasn't AI in the game, she found out that there was. Take a look at this clip right here.
I thought you had an NTE sponsor. It was yesterday. I saw some stuff and I'm like, what? Dude, fastest uninstall of my life, bro.
Bro, that's crazy. That's wild.
I was like, oh no. I did not know. And then when I got off stream, it was like I got a bunch of stuff. I saw a bunch of stuff and I'm like,
the shock. Horror.
They said they would remove it. Oh, well, problem number one is whenever I get sent like an offer for like a sponsor or something, I always make sure that I tell people, I'm like, can you make sure, double, triple, quadruple check that this does not have AI in it?
Valid.
I will not accept if it does.
Fair.
And then after they assured me, nope, don't worry, you're good, it's fine. And then I find out, it's not fine?
Yeah, that's gonna sting.
I'm like, what the fuck? Because it's like, it's one thing to say, oh no, like some people are like, oh no, it doesn't, or like they say, oh no, they took it out or whatever. But there were certain things that I saw where it's just like, bro, you cannot sit here and lie and say that this is not it, because this is what it is. Like, you can't. What are you saying, bro? Like, what are you saying? Like, what do you think I don't have eyes? When I signed the contract, so here's the thing. When you do a sponsor, yes, you do sign a contract. You need to fulfill your obligation. And especially sometimes, contracts are not just for one time. It could be for like a period. So when you sign a contract with a sponsor, and if you sign it for like X amount of time, that's how much amount of time you are involved. And you can't just like cut it. Because if not, they could come back and be like, oh, well, you didn't deliver on what you said, so we're gonna sue you and take this amount of money from you.
Yikes.
Or something else. I'd signed that contract to do that sponsor, correct? However, I make it very clear before I sign. I'm like,
To have a contract of your own with an AI clause or something.
yes. Well, my sponsor people know that no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know what I mean? So then, last night, after I finished the sponsor, and I see what I saw, which I'm just like, you can see it. Like, it's so blatant. It is so blatant. It's just like, what the fuck am I looking at, bro? I noped so fast. I was like, nope. That's it.
Honestly, fair enough. I can't blame her. She's someone who cares a lot about this kind of topic. Again, that's definitely her choice to do. I'm adding this in after the fact because I wanted to make something actually really clear. I'm not going to be stopping playing NTE because there is AI generated content in the game, okay? I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass and lie to you and virtue signal and be like, no, I can't stand this. I'm not playing the game because of it, and I'm sticking by that. I respect everybody who decides to, you know what? It's doing a thing that I don't like, practices I don't like, therefore I'm not going to play. If that's how you feel, totally up to you and totally fine. But I'm not going to, like I said, blow smoke up anyone's ass and pretend that, oh, I'm going to get in a rut about it and I'm not going to play it to like prove a point just for the sake of like internet brownie points, because I know I want to play this game. I am having fun playing this game. Is it doing a thing that I'm not particularly fond of? Sure. But I'm still getting a lot of other enjoyment playing this game at the moment, because I like to make sure in areas of my life where it matters, I'm kind of doing my part. I commission a lot of artists. I pay my editors very well. Like, I like to make sure that when it comes to work that I want done, I make sure I pay real people to make real things. I'm not really someone who uses generated AI content in my work or workflow. There are some people that are treating this game as if the whole thing is made with AI content, and I think that is a little bit unfair. But again, if it's not for you and your morals are so against it, then that's totally fine. I've already said my piece. I've already said my piece on this matter. I would like better regulation, and I would like companies to conform to those regulations when it comes to generated AI content. I would like it to ideally not be in the final product, especially if it's a game that's going to be, profiteering off, getting lots of money from people like these gacha games or live service games. It kind of doesn't really set a good precedent for other games to follow in that regard. So I am, for that. I am for regulation and the monitoring of AI usage, but I like this game, man. I do. I like this game so far, at least right now in its honeymoon phase. Is NTE using generative AI in its game a deal breaker to you? Why? Is this marking the turning point of Gen AI normalization, or will people's dissatisfaction be enough to convince Hodder to change? So I put this tweet out, and I had a bunch of responses. Okay, one from good old my Mudlock. I don't like the idea of selling something stolen. Images was one thing, but now I'm seeing animations too, which is wild. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Not only are they using Gen AI, they also lied about it. The lying part is worse. Well, they didn't technically lie. They never said they would never use AI, but they said they wouldn't use it in core assets. I think that would be debated what a core asset is. Remember, both Hoyo and Kuro games use AI too, which is true, right? Like, Hoyo and Kuro are hiring people that know how to use AI stuff in a lot of their products. But the question is, do they use it in their final releases or not? That's what it is. And people are just thinking that this from NTE is maybe just a bit more egregious than directly copying from other things, whereas maybe these games, it's more in their creation process. Yeah. Short answer, don't care, I'm having fun. Why I don't care? I've witnessed literal people having a blast playing, then player finds out that some in-game ads were made by AI. I don't know if this is that fun anymore. So out of the blue, a random chatter tells you the billboard is made with AI, and that makes the whole game not fun, when before you knew, like 30 seconds ago, it was so fucking peak. So this is kind of talking about, if you're having fun already, should you care? Does it matter to you? And I think this is a common thought that a lot of people have. Like, oh, I'm having fun, I don't care. And I think that's a problem that is going to be prevalent, and probably 90% of people feel this way. A lot of consumers just care about how good the product is. That's just the reality of the situation. Like, whether you like it or not, most people just want to consume the thing. And if the thing is good, they don't really care how it's made. Think about the clothes that you wear, the phone that you have, whatever. We're all consumers of things. And for most people, their virtues go out the door when it's a thing that they like more. It's just the truth. And now we're having people being like, oh, Gen AI, really bad, never gonna use. Whereas we're all, it's the hypothetical, while you're using your phones, you're using your TVs, your PCs, you're playing your PC, this game on a PC with parts that were mined in countries that are slaving away getting the fucking minerals and metals to make it. It's like, it's the what if. Like debate. It's age old. It's a never-ending debate. It's really never-ending. And it's like, I agree with people that AI is prevalent and we need to be careful of it 100%, which is why I'm black-pilled and it's here to stay. So I'd rather it be regulated than not. It's like, I'd rather be regulated. Pay people fair wages, regulate AI. That's what I really want from this. No one cares if they used AI. Stop complaining about AI already, retards. Soon 90% of the game will be made by AI on all games, and you'll have no vote on it but eat it. Okay, this guy is just a moron. This is the kind of guy that's like, oh, I'm accepting whatever happens to me. I don't kind of vibe with that. The game is free. If there's a bit of AI used as a placeholder, honestly, I don't even care. The game is fun. There's a lot of things to do, and most of the time, you don't even see the AI until someone points it out. Most people will drive by and not even pay attention. I think that's true for most people. That's my current thoughts on this whole AI situation with the NTE. It's a very pretty game. It's very pretty, and I think a lot of people are just not really gonna care, unfortunately. But I think, you know, I don't know what the solution is. I can only tell you what I would like to see. But let me know in the comments below. Is this something you're gonna uninstall over? Is this something that you will not advocate for at all? Do you not advocate for all Gen AI, any AI pre-production? I would really like to know, because I'm gonna be honest, I think this is a very nuanced conversation, but I think it's an important conversation to have, because I do not think there is a black and white solution for this. I really don't. It's not black or white. There's a lot of factors at play, and I actually think it makes a really good discussion. So please let me know your thoughts down below, and be nice. Be respectful to other people in the comments. You're allowed your opinions, okay? You are allowed opinions. You're allowed to hate it. You're allowed to love it. Like, whatever. Just let's be nice in the comments. I appreciate y'all. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.